Hi guys, Jamie here from Red Duchess. And today Mark's out doing deliveries and getting rid of another trailer load of plants. Thank you. And I am on video duty. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing today. I've already been at this a couple hours because I forgot that I was on video duty. And so what I'm doing is once we start shipping stuff off, we have lists that our wholesalers give us of what they've ordered for the year. And then I go through about this time of year and I start doing a list of what we have left over. And that's stuff that we can sell retail, farmers market, extra stuff that the wholesalers can buy, stuff that we know what we've got. So I've gone through, I've gotten that overage list, and now what I'm doing today is I'm actually going through the greenhouse, and everything that is sold is being conglomerated into different areas. That way, when Mark walks in here, because I've got a better idea of what's in here, done most of the planting, putting it in places, and I have a better idea of what the numbers are. This way he can walk in, and if it's on this bench, it's sold. Cat's knocking over the tripod. And if it's on these benches or whatever, it's available. So when he says, what do we have left over? I can say, look on the bench. And that helps me too, because I get people that call me up and say, hey, I want to buy such and such, and I need to know if I have it. I mean, I can't sell it if I don't have it. So this is just going to be a, let's see what it looks like now, and let's see what it looks like afterwards. So I'm in the process of doing that. So let me show you what I've got done already. Okay, this bench that I've got behind me, this is vegetables that are left over and then going into impatiens, and I'm working my way down. You can see where the blank spot is here. These are all items that are sold already. I've gone into the other greenhouse and I've got benches of that done. And let me show you what I've got there. Okay, in this greenhouse, I've gone through, and this bench and this bench are two that I finished off that are already sold. And so what I've done is I've taken some of the extra stuff that was in here and I've gone ahead and moved stuff to this back bench. Those are all available. Looks like a lot, but there really is not. So I'm going to do, you can kind of see what it looks like. I'm going to do a lot of organizing today and tagging and getting some stuff ready to go. So let's get her done. Okay, how about I go about getting this done? And it seems like there's a lot of extra moving around and a lot of extra work in the greenhouse, but honestly there is. When you add on like we did this year, you find that the greenhouse that maybe had a lot of sun in it and was too bright for some things last year doesn't have near as much sun in it this year at all. And you didn't think that it was going to make a difference, but it does. So it's constantly a moving thing in the greenhouse, and it gets really old and I really complain about it a lot, but it's a necessity because you have to see that, oh, this isn't getting enough sun here, this is getting too much, so let's move it around and see what we can do. So what I do to get ready to organize like I'm doing right now, and this is my last organizing step of the greenhouse, is we have order sheets that we print out of our wholesale orders list and talk to the people, we see what they want to buy. We've got it written down. And then I take the invoices of things that Mark's already sent out and I compare numbers. So say for instance, this customer wanted, let's see, I'm working on salvia right now, okay, because I've got the other stuff there done. So she wanted 4 trays of red hot salvia. She wanted 4 trays of Vista Mix salvia. So I look on my little list here and I see how many Mark has sent out. And so far he's sent out 1 tray of each. So then I go into my little archives and I know I need 3 trays of each one yet that are that we know were sold. And so I'll pull those out, put tags in them if they haven't got tags in them already. Sometimes they don't because we don't have the tags in before I actually plant the stuff. And then I'll put it in the sold pile. That way I know I've got everything that somebody has already ordered in that pile. So that's what I'm working on right now. So I'm going to proceed onward with tagging this and getting this salvia taken care of. Okay, so I've been at it for, oh, I don't know, about 45 minutes, maybe tops. And so far, I've got this whole bench and half of this top shelf is all organized. Everything's sold there. And down this row here, down to the bare spot, if I get out of the way, you might see down there, this is all sold. So I've had to move a lot of stuff out of the greenhouse. In the process of putting this stuff in, I've had to relocate other things somewhere else. So, but this is pretty. I wanted you to see this. This is what I'm smelling today in the greenhouse. It smells like honey, warm honey. And it smells so good. This is alyssum, and it prefers the cooler weather. So once it gets hot, unless you keep it really well watered, it kind of gets a little straggly looking. But we do this in a purple and the white, and it just smells like honey. That's the only thing I can say. It smells so good, and when it gets really hot in here, it's just making this whole greenhouse smell like fresh, warm honey. So this running around, not only am I running around a lot today, but this stuff gets tiring and heavy. So for me to get all this done, my goal is to get done before Mark gets back. I can get so much done when I'm the only one on the farm because, I don't know, I just don't have to worry about anybody else. I don't have to explain what I'm doing. I can do it my way. And it's a lot of work, but I can get her done. So I'm hoping to get this all done before he gets here, and we'll see if I can get it done. So I'll show you some more progress here in just a bit. Aren't these pretty? I love Suncoleas. These are sun patients. They look like a New Guinea. They're in that family. If you like New Guinea and patience, you realize that they are a shade plant only. These are made for the sun. And they come in, I've got 5 different colors, and they are really a pretty plant. I really like the New Guineas, but always hated that I had no place to put them. Don't have to worry about that with these. Okay, so I decided to stop and take a break for a little bit, but as you can see, this row, the shelf, this all goes to one wholesaler at that point. So I've got that done. I'm in the process right now. This center aisle on this side here is going to be stuff that's available. It's still moving right now because I am pulling for another wholesaler. And I'm doing that over here in this greenhouse, trying to clear out. I've started their stuff down this side. So I've moved all the herbs to the shelf up here so they're getting more sun. Trying to set things where they're getting a lot more sun, or some things kind of needed to be moved in general. And I will mark my benches so that when Mark walks in here, he'll see and know what he's doing. And I'm wanting to take some of our baskets, drop some of the big ones in the tops down, put some of the smaller ones up. So we have to kind of compensate for the fact there's not been a lot of sun. So there's been a lot more moving this time. So let's get back to pulling everything that goes to this wholesaler. Okay, so as you can see down this row, I've pretty much got everything for this next wholesaler stuff set out. So now I have a better idea of what is sold and what is not. So the last thing I want to do for the day is I want to bring some of the high baskets that are nice and big and full, and I want to take some of our later baskets that aren't as big yet, and I want to switch places with them. Because the bigger they get, the more they dry out, the harder they are to keep watered, and they start shading everything else. So I'm going to bring those down a little farther and put the smaller ones up top so we can kind of reverse the process just a little bit. So I'll switch to the other side of the greenhouse and show you how I go about doing that. Once that's done, I am done for the day. I'm tired And this has been about an 8-hour project out here, moving things around. But so far, knock on wood, providing I don't fall off the ladder, which I'm notorious for, by the way, or anything else happens, I will have this project done before Mark gets home. So, I'll continue to do this all the way down the rows, probably over here on this side too. This is not something we normally have to do, but since there's been very little sun this year, it has really changed the way things grow and the way things have to be done. So, on top of getting everything else planted and getting it shipped out, I just keep playing musical baskets. But if that's what it takes to make nice baskets, then that's what we'll do. So I hope you enjoyed this video today on a little bit of reorganizing and showing you how I have to go about things to get things shipped out and how I keep track of things. So if you liked it, please subscribe, leave some comments in the bottom, and thanks for watching from Red Duchess Farm.